What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, man, y'all done tuned in to another episode of All Truth No Chaser. Y'all know we got some housekeeping, so let's just knock this out real quick. If you haven't already done it, go over to Instagram, give your boy a follow. That's All Truth _ No Chaser, All Truth _ No Chaser. Whatever platform you're listening on, I think we got a good conversation that y'all gonna enjoy. So whatever platform you're listening on, go ahead. Give me a follow, share this with your peoples. Let's build up our community, you feel me? And you know what? Let's not talk about this no more. Let's just get into it. So today, I got my mans with me all the way out in Long Island. We going to new heights on our podcast because this is the very first Zoom podcast interview. I'm really excited. I got my man Jeremiah Pope. Man, I don't remember how far we go back. I don't know what 90, 80, 88, 89, somewhere around there. But allow me to gas you up a little bit. Not that you need it. So my man Jeremiah, okay, Google got your whole life, son. Once upon a time, this guy was the fastest man in Long Island. He ran 110.46, probably because I wasn't there at the ultimate Sewanaka High School. You know what I'm saying? This guy in 2003 was named the Northeast 10 Football Conference Offensive Player of the Year. This dude got all conference awards. Not that he need anymore, probably because I wasn't there. In 2011, he was inducted into the Long Island University Post Football, which is a D1 school, private D1 school. He's in a 2013 Sewanaka High School Hall of Fame. Not that he needs any of this gas. He was with the Philadelphia Eagles. He spent some time there. Then he went to Arena Football, spent some time there. Then this guy decided that it was time for him to have a track and field club. All kind of accomplishments there, which are ridiculous. He owns one of the dopest training facilities on the island, Port Fitness Studio. He has, I don't know how many kids, I can let him tell you, that play D1 football across the country. This dude, right, is the definition of I got nothing, nobody can help me, and I'm going to use all this athletic ability to make something of myself. Give me some snap fingers. Boom, boom, boom. Do this in your car, in your house, wherever you listen to this podcast. A little boom, boom, boom. And welcome my man Jeremiah Pope. What's happening, man?
What's up, my brother? My brother Larry White, baby. He's known for a long time, man. Glad to be on the show, baby.
Long time, man. Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to me, because today we're going to talk about the color of love. And it's unfortunate that who is it? Morris Chestnut, whatever that guy's name is on the TV right now. Mm-hmm. They're talking about his ex-wife, and it just so happens that his ex-wife happens to be white, and my man Jeremiah, his wife, and we go back to just so happens to be white, and so we live in this period of time where Black men of success just so happen to have, in some instances, not all instances, in some instances, they have a white wife. And it's crazy because when we look on the TV, what gets shared with us is Black women with white husbands. That's really what we see imagery-wise in our media, which is peculiar, but I guess that's just a way of saying that, hey, racism doesn't exist. See, look. But it's not necessarily the case. But man, to bring you into this, give us a little backstory in regards to how you met your wife, and tell us her name.
Yeah, so my beautiful wife, Christine, we've been married for 14 years now. We actually met in high school, so she was a year younger than me. We actually started dating going into my senior year of high school, so she's a junior, right? And then at first, she was in our gym class working as one of the teacher helpers. She was like, I think it was called like Leader Corps. So they didn't have to participate in gym. They were just like, it was almost like having an intern for a gym teacher, right? So she was in part of that program. And we would all the guys, we take the volleyballs and play dodgeball and try to like hit everybody and this and that. So long story short, I looked at her. I thought she was just like, girl from white neighborhood, just wasn't really into black guys or anyone that's not her race, and
because your dynamics are so different. Where you live
yeah,
on the
but
track,
where
side of the
live,
track, you live on the side of the track.
Yeah, so then we, then one of my boys is like, hey, Christine, she told me she was feeling you, and she wanted to get your number. And I was like, Christine from gym class, the leader call helper girl, and I was like, really, because she seemed so innocent to me, and so we, fast forward that we just started talking, dating on the low, and this and that, and then we made it official, but pretty much everyone knew, because she told her best friends, I told my guys and stuff like that. Everybody knew.
Yeah.
But everybody other than the inside core group of friends didn't know. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, oh, they're all friends. They're in class together. So we made it official. And I think one big part, that we had to struggle through in the beginning was just like, if we went out to dinner or something like that, man, we used to get stares. And, I'm the high school kid. I'm only 18 years old, 17. She's only, at the time, 16, 15, 16, 17. She's like, we're trying to enjoy like a Boston market meal, and
when you guys would go to restaurants, did you ever get the question, is this check on the same ticket? Because this is, as I was doing my own research and trying to get some kind of insight that has been documented, right, through studies or whatever. They say one of the things that interracial couples deal with, mostly if it's a white male, black male, white female, or just a black person with a white person. One of the questions they get asked by a waiter is this on the same ticket? Now, most people will probably hear that and be like, yo, they always ask that.
Yeah.
But they don't ask that question when it's one male, one female. Most of the time you would presume they're together, but when it's one male, one female, and it's interracial, would you guys get that? Is this on the same ticket?
No, never nothing like that. But I know at the time, me, we came from the hood. We ain't have no money like that, So like I said, I never experienced going to a restaurant growing up until I met her anyway. You see what I'm saying? So, the restaurant that, me growing up, our parents' tickets is like McDonald's. We were happy to go to McDonald's, sit in the booth over there and McDonald's.
We go to the bodega.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's it. We go corner store or you go to McDonald's or
got a quarter juice.
Yeah, that's it. Or Sizzler, with the salad bar.
Sizzler.
Yeah, remember Sizzler? But I never sat down and had somebody come wait on me, and so she, with her and her family when I first met them, they used to take me out, and and I'm just like didn't know how to read a menu, didn't know what to order for the menu. They're on the steaks and da da da, and I'm looking at the menu, and the first thing I'm looking at is like the price on the menu. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, let me get a grilled cheese. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a grilled cheese and orange. I'm on the kids menu, like. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like have you ever felt, right? Not moving this along, but have you ever felt your success made her feel small or like not as valued?
Nah, you know what? Because we started dating way before all the successful stuff started happening. You see what I'm saying? Like she was with me during the low times. Like even when I was in college, I was the man on campus as far as being on the football team, captain, doing all these things. But still, off that field, I was just another black man who
ain't no NIL deals, son.
Yeah, no NIL deals. I had a full ride, but it's just like, okay, you got a full ride, but that full ride wasn't, helping you buy groceries, all stuff like that.
She was buying you groceries?
Buying groceries. If I needed, I remember there was a time where we had to go to I had to go to a football dinner or something like that. I had no money to buy no suit, no clothes, and that. Like she was the one. Phone bill, she bang, got you. I ain't have no credit card. She had all the credit cards and all this stuff, but she was working at the same time. And this was how they were taught up, and when they were being brought up they were, taught that. In my household, we weren't taught to go um, apply for a credit card. It was all
Yeah.
cash. What I'm saying? Try to get that cash. You know what I'm saying? But she was the thing. And the thing to touch on what you said is like people will see, oh, he's a successful black man, and he goes right to the white girl. That's the typical stereotype, right?
The stereotype.
Right. So what I say to that is like love is love, right? But at the same time, if she's been there from day one. You know what I'm saying? The struggles, the everything. I'm talking about like even helping my family out when they needed something. You know what I'm saying?
You don't got 2 pennies.
Yeah.
She like hit 2 quarters.
Help my mom out, help my sisters out, my brother at the time, like whatever she could do, she was help. She and she was accepted by us, by my parents, by my family, my grandparents, and everybody like that.
Yeah.
But there was times where I knew where I grew up, and she wanted to come down by the park. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, nah, you can't come down there.
Not that park where we was at. So
yeah, no,
you can't come there.
Nah,
over there by Belmont Racetrack.
Yeah, this park. You can't come down there. No. So, just to protect her. Plus, I want to deal with everybody around there anyway. All these sisters over here. You gonna bring somebody like that down to the. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, the success didn't happen till later, and she was there way before.
Now, when you have successful football, basketball, whatever the sport, successful kid in high school, you got all these cameras on you, media, the local news channel want to interview you, stuff like that. Letters are coming in, when you're good, even if you don't got letters, people assume you got letters, right?
Yeah.
And so with those assumptions, when you're good, do you feel like the perception is made her family more open to you?
Well, in a sense, because now they're looking at it as like, they never used the term like, oh, so he's one of the good ones. You see what I'm saying?
Did they move with that energy? Do you feel maybe not today, right? Y'all been together 14 years, but as you're feeling your way around.
Yeah, now in the beginning, like I said, when I first started going over to the house, like me and her kept it on the DL. So I was going over as a friend, but I would go in groups. It would be like, a couple of guys, couple of girls, and they'd be like, we going over to Christine house to hang out. You know what I'm saying? So it was they never saw it like, oh, are they dating? Because we didn't organize it like that. You know what I'm saying? We always made sure we going over there as a.
It was a bunch of kids in the house.
Yeah. Going to classmates Friday afternoon after school. Let's go chill at Christine's house, right? But but once it came out, I'm not gonna sit up and say 100% that they were on board with it, but at the same time, I think they respected me as a person,
So do you feel like they weren't on board with it because that's their baby? Like
yeah.
When it comes to your daughters, like for your daughter, it don't matter who she bring over.
Yeah.
He trash.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it was that energy, which is understandable, or do you feel like it was that energy plus him black?
I think it was both. I think it was that energy plus black. And if this was going to be, what was going to happen, it was like, well, this never happened in their family before. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody, so it was like, all right, so we got a big family now. My daughter's bringing home a black guy, and this is like,
how was grandma going to respond to this?
Yeah, how grandma going to respond?
We got 2 grandmas we got to deal with.
Yeah. And it's just like, but when I went over there, I was never made to feel uncomfortable and nothing like that. Like they, at some point they had to accept it. She was happy. But they also were like big supporters of my career too. At the same time, they helped me out. They helped us out when we actually finally got engaged. And, I'm finishing up my football career. We're looking for a place to stay, like in a house or whatever. And, they let us live up upstairs in our mom's house, minimal rent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just so we can be together rather than being engaged and living apart.
And I think it's important to kind of like, let's level set something here, because if you have somebody who is actively trying to achieve an impossibility, playing in the NFL is impossible.
Oh yeah,
playing professional sports outside of I was watching this show. Did you know and Harry Potter, Quidditch, the thing they play with the little broom joint. And
Yeah.
bro, did you know that's like a professional sport?
Didn't know. I mean, listen, they about to have flag football in the Olympics.
Wait, pause. Cause flag football about that life. You just not getting hit. You can get embarrassed, right? But I mean, when you talk about somebody trying to do something impossible, and that's playing in the professional league, and then you walk into that space, regardless of how it pans out, it's not as if that burning desire of being an athlete goes away.
No.
And to have family that see the possibility in you, whether you white, black, whatever it is, the fact that this family was on board with you and achieving the impossible.
Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I think so many times people disregard like how people get to where they are.
Yeah.
They think that, you just showed up and the Eagles was like, come play with me. No, you went through a process for the Eagles to even think about your name.
Yeah.
It's a whole process. Because it's impossible, man. And it's impossible. It's impossible for them to know your name. It's impossible for you to make special teams. It's impossible for you to become a star in this space. Is you are doing the impossible.
Yeah.
So it's like no matter what tier of success you land on, brother, we made it.
Yeah.
Because it's not even about money. Like you achieved, you are in a whole different conversation now.
But the cool thing too about what I admire about her family too is like when all this stuff was happening, Elmont was rooting for me, right? Everybody from the hood.
Elmont's a city.
I'm saying,
you guys know that's a city. Yeah.
Elmont, where we grew up, me and Larry grew up, the whole the town was rallying behind me. Make sure when you stay out of trouble. We
from here.
From here. So they were when they saw me in college and even in high school, after high school, college, and going to the pros, and even now with my successful track and field coaching career in the high school, they've been like, I'm so proud of you.
That don't go away.
It don't go away. But at the same time, my wife's neighborhood was behind me too, because the neighbors, like I didn't know everybody on the block. I just knew maybe like a neighbor across the street, next door, and over here.
They know he come over here.
Yeah, they know me coming over here. They probably see me sneaking over there too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They probably told on us, but like I said, like
I saw Jeremiah climbing through the window.
Yeah, I saw him climbing the window. So next year I'll go over there, and all of a sudden now they know I play football. So I would see, even when I was in college, I would come home and go hang out with her, and it'd be like a nice day. And then her brother was like, he always looked up to me like as an older brother, whatever. He,
right.
So we would go out in the front lawn and play catch. And next year, some of the neighbors' kids, the boys, around his age, and he was still in like high school, right? Like 10th grade or so. They would come out with their football too, because they want to play catch.
Yeah.
The guy that this house across the street is bragging about. You see what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you go from high school to college, and you get to NFL. Then all of a sudden, you come back home, and I go back to the hood, and I see everybody, and I go over by our house, and you just see all these kids that you saw when they were little, and they were like, you were like a celebrity to them, like like God to them, because they would never thought they would be in the presence of somebody that lived right, was like hanging out right next door. Man, I would see them. They like come down the block. It's like, oh, how you doing, Jeremiah? Oh my God. Like the moms would come out, so everybody was pushing for me. You know what I'm saying?
And I think
the only reason why the only reason why they knew what was going on is because, my mother-in-law got to brag about her son-in-law, or, her daughter's friend. How's Christine doing? Oh, she's doing good. She just went to see Jeremiah. They're playing Baltimore Ravens right now, or went to see in college. He's in college. He's going for a record-breaking touchdown this week. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to be the, so this is how they got all the information. So, and I was always, you taught to say good morning, this, and I would say hi to them. Some of them would wave. You know what I'm saying? Who's this guy moving on in the block? You know what I'm saying? But people change over time. And
I think the communities, right? I think that's one of the things that a lot of people don't understand about New York is the communities they're not as big as people think. So when
Yeah.
you got one person, whether it's at Sewanaka High School or South Florida Park, we all know each other, like literally
Mhm.
know each other or know
Mhm.
of each other. They know where you live. They
Yeah.
like we're all kind of on top of each other. Even if you're the bad kid,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna know who you are,
Yeah.
And so when you talk about the kids, man, I remember playing, man, when we got to Sewanaka, what was that, like seventh grade, eighth grade, in the little football programs? I still got my Sewanaka football jersey. I kept it,
Oh,
but
oh, yeah.
but
But you got the 24, right?
yeah, the 24.
Yeah.
But you when you play in those games, those little kids are there, and those
Mhm.
little kids are looking at you. Case in point, case in point. Yesterday, my little one got to be like a cheerleader with the high school cheerleaders. You know how they bring their little kids,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
got to do that. And so she was so gassed. She was like, oh, oh my God, I'm gonna be out here in the stadium on the grass
Uh-huh.
in front of thousands of people with the high school kids. Like, she is seeing this like she's gonna be dancing with Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
on the same level. But that's how it is when you're in these communities in New York. It's that same energy for the
Mhm.
kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
We looking at it like, yo, just relax. But the babies, because they're so close,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
close.
Mhm.
Um, yo, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. But anyway,
Mhm.
as it pertains to you and your wife, uh, most of the time, when you go and you see, I saw pictures of overseas, they have their own diaspora of this community. And when I say community, I mean just interracial relationships, because they don't. The only time when people say interracial relationships is funny because they're only talking about white and black.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
talking about white, Hispanic,
Yeah.
white or Asian. It's
Yeah.
interracial only when it's white, black. So,
Like black. Yeah.
how did and you've already said like your family and your friends, everybody was all on board from
Mhm.
her side to your side. But outside of that, even within your community, because there's so many Italians
Mhm.
that live
Yeah.
on
Oh
Long
yeah.
Island,
Oh yeah.
did you deal with any of that derogatory energy? And
Oh
if you did,
yeah.
how did y'all manage that together?
I'm talking about like, dude, there's like racial slurs at some point, because there was times, we would be out and it's just like me and her, we're not in a group, and but we'll run into like a late night bagel store, the A&S bagels or something like that. And you got all the dudes up there, they coming from the club, they sauced up, drunk, and da da da. So they see her,
Mm,
they see a pretty girl, and then all of a sudden they see me with her talking to her, and they don't like that.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't know why they don't like it. Just
They don't
don't
like
like
it.
it.
Okay. Well, they don't know why. They just like, but just like you said, you just see two colors and like they don't match. We don't like
Mm-hmm.
it. You know what I'm saying? So, then saying stuff. So as they're leaving, I mean, one time they're leaving and one dude shouted out as he's getting in the car. He ain't doing it. He had plenty of opportunity to do it in the store. I'm by
Mm-hmm.
myself. I had plenty of time to do the store. He waits to get in the car, they pull off, and as they pulling off, he rolls out the window. It's like, get away from her, you monkey.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying?
After he serviced you, took your money.
Yeah, no, not even the dude that was behind the counter. I'm just talking about a group of guys that's coming from like a bar or something like that, club.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
late night, like 2 in the morning. You go find that store that opens up. You want to get a sandwich or something like that.
Yeah.
Then boom, they in there, da da da. They probably it was like all the time, all the time. I remember we went out to dinner at a nice steakhouse, and I'm sitting facing my wife, and it's like it's an Italian restaurant, so everything is like close. The Italian restaurants is like family style, so it's like sitting in an Italian living room where everybody's on top of each
Mm-hmm.
other. Yeah, so, and I'm looking at her talking to him, and I just feel this couple, this older white couple just looking at us, or just looking at me, right? And I felt it until finally I gave a reason to look over that way, and he was just like with this dead stare in my eyes, just like give me the dirty look, like the fuck you do with her? You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, he ain't say it, but I know what he was thinking. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But we in the beginning we stopped going out a lot in the beginning, because we just like, first of all, at the time, I was saying like I can't afford to jeopardize my career or this and that. Plus, like she didn't want to see me get hurt, or we didn't want to deal with stupidity. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
same time, we knew we couldn't hide from it. So we're gonna not just go out to dinner. We're gonna order in every night. You know what I'm saying? Or go, not go anywhere, not go to the movies and something like that. And but we have to face the world. And that's the part of life. You got to face the world. Some people are not gonna like it. Some people are gonna love it and think it's beautiful. And that's just the way it is. And then
Did
now,
you feel like you had to explain to her the America that we live in, or do you feel
yeah,
or
of
did she
course.
already understand it?
No, she definitely understood. She definitely understood. She everybody knows about it, right? But they don't really know that it hits so close to home. So if I say hey, your brother can walk to the gas station and back, without a police car following him. You know what I'm saying? I said, but if you don't, we'll go down the block and all of a sudden, just because you were in a hood, we're coming back home and it's just like you getting hemmed up against the wall, So,
Mm.
So she I mean, like everybody hears the stories, but like when you tell them, or she'll actually see, I'm like, see what I mean? Like, see how we walking in here, Christine, and this lady just clutched her purse. I said, I'm walking with you, and she's clutching her purse. You know what I'm saying? Little stuff like that, And I was like, I pick up on the little stuff because I know what it's like being a black man through but but she just doesn't understand. But she knows now, and she sees because she's seen me have to deal with little things like that.
So I would say when you're black, and if you're in the same race marriage, if you were married to a black woman, the things that you're talking about, you're not even sweating it. Do you feel like for yourself that your experience of this America is more heightened because you are married to a white woman? For
Definitely.
yourself, like even when you're by yourself and she's not around, do you feel like you're more sensitive? Has being married to her heightened those senses for you?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say yes. And she says this too. She's like, "Oh, you just trying to like, everybody's not out to get you." You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not thinking like that way. I was like, but I'm like, you just don't know. I saw this girl like run across the street. You know what I'm saying? How do you know she wasn't running across the street because or across the parking lot because she just happened to be running across the thing? I'm like, nah, I know why she did it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no. So now, like, I was at the point where like every little thing I saw that I know you see on videos and it's that people experience. I'm like, hold on, I watched this. Now I'm experiencing it. Like I literally, I remember I was going to work out one day. I got my water bottle here. I got my phone here. I got my headphones on already. Not even paying attention to what's going on. I'm just walking through the parking lot, right? Everything, hands occupied, right? This girl comes out the tanning salon, right? And as soon as she sees me, she sprints, right? I'm not even looking at her. She see me, and she just starts running out of nowhere, and then goes in her car, and gets in her car and goes back, right? And I'm just sitting like, and I told her, she's like, you just, I was like, you don't understand, you don't understand, right? And then I remember I was pulling to my track practice one day, and there was an Asian lady sitting in her car, right? So she parked in reverse, like she backed in. I parked it forward, so now my door is next to her door, right? I get out, as soon as she sees me gets out, what do you think she did?
Got out of there.
Lock the doors. Lock the doors. All I heard was, you hit the alarm, you hit the button, all the doors locked. And I'm just sitting here like, I looked in the car, and then she kept on going on her phone like this.
Yo, I'm serious. If it was me, son, I'd probably lock the doors on you too, man.
But here's the best part. I coach at Port Washington High School, right?
Yeah.
I get out with a Port Washington track and field jacket on. Right?
Ain't nobody see that.
Stopwatch.
Yeah.
Bag. With batons hanging out of it. And then she gonna lock it up. I'm like, you know what? I hope your child's on my team. You know what I'm saying? Because you haven't met the coach yet. Obviously.
Clearly.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But do you feel like because of those sensitivities, because like internally, I guess what you're saying is like, because internally, even if she's not around, your mind is super conscious super preoccupied.
Yeah, yeah.
Does that add stresses on your marriage? Or are you guys able to communicate?
I mean, it'll lead to some arguments because it'll go from something small to like, but me, pretty much on me, I'll take the blame. Me not like agreeing to disagree and just like moving on. It's like, nah, I'm telling you, and all of a sudden I'm like, what are you sticking up for her? I'm saying, so we get to points where like that, but I think where it came even worse was when all this stuff started happening when president starts changing, right? So when Obama got president,
I wasn't ready to go there, but since
we got to go there because
that's when
the
here. I was going to walk us there, but since you run into the
forget Obama, when Trump got elected, that's when I'm not talking about her. I'm just saying like people around us. That's when they start coming out the closet.
So okay, all right. So,
and it's not about like not towards our relationship as far as us being black and white, but just supporting stuff that if you're in our circle, and this guy is getting elected, and he's promoting hate and this and that, and you're MAGA, and all of a sudden they're happy that black man got shot where he should have been selling cigarettes or got choked, and you over here MAGA. But then you want to go hang out with us and have, come over here or we go over there, we go have dinner plans. And after I just saw you on Facebook showing up.
So I think most of the time people are unaware, right? I would say majority of population is unaware of like the president of the United States does not affect your day in and day out. That's a local thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a president that is promoting other equals bad, when you have a president that is promoting, if they don't look like you, fight it.
Yeah.
In a negative sense. And I think most people, and I would say mostly just in your circle of peers, if they're white, they don't understand how that language affects your day-to-day.
Yeah.
They don't get that, because if you promote that activates people around you to carry themselves that is anti.
Mm-hmm.
And so what was the weight of the 4 years? Well, I guess it's still current today, so it didn't go away. It didn't go away. But how does all of that affect the Pope House?
It came down to at one point, because she had to call out some of her family members, right?
Mm.
And just say like how could you post that, and and all of a sudden if she's calling him out, like that's if this wasn't him, you would say that person is racist, but because it's him, you're willing to post it. And then all of a sudden they would use the term like, how can I be racist when my nieces and nephews are black?
That part.
That part. It's like, I'm not like, first of all, don't use my kids as a
token,
as a token, or as a get out of race card.
Get out of race jail card.
Yeah. So you can bypass, like, because that's not hereditary.
So if you take now, you guys have two beautiful babies. You guys got two beautiful babies. I love them. They're gorgeous. I think they're going to be beasts, because you already got nephew out there.
Oh yeah,
he's 6 in full pads.
Just turned 5 in full pads, baby.
Full pads. You got your daughter. She's 8, right?
She's 8. She'll be 9.
She's 8, and he already got her training to be the next FloJo.
Yeah,
and so if you let's remove the kids from the equation.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
If you remove the kids from the equation. Do you feel your wife's stance is still her stance? Like, you know what? Let me rephrase the question.
You talking about against her family?
Yeah.
Or against her friends?
Yeah.
Of course.
Does your wife reckon? Okay. Did you have to have the conversation when she's pregnant? You're pregnant. Did you have to have the conversation with her where you say, our baby black, right?
And it's still to this day, because our kids are caramel, or you they mix, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on the lighter side. But I was like, scientifically, right? Or however, whether the term is any ounce of African American
Any
and
ounce of us changes the
us, they
diaspora.
change
Yeah.
that dynamic. And I said, and your kids are black.
How do
'Cause
you how do
and it
you as a
doesn't.
dad how do you as a dad find that balance of communicating about the duality of their world? How do you do that?
Well, first of all, we teach our kids to love everybody, right? And like we don't know what's going on through their minds when they're first starting to see, when they're newborns and they see her light, they see me dark, and they probably trying to figure out what's going on. But but when they finally understand, like, yeah, this is us, this is your family tree, blah blah blah, and it's just like we just teach them to love everybody. Um, you know, you are 50-50. You are, half Italian, you're half African, African American, right? So you're gonna we treat it as you have the best of both worlds. So take advantage of your opportunity, right? Take advantage of of your you know just where you can go in life. Just whether, like, you don't have to pick a side, right? Just go straight down the middle. You don't have to pick a side, but stand up for what's right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stand up for
I
what's
mean,
right.
I definitely get it, where you're coming from, but I think that's what you're teaching them, but that's not the world we live
That's
in.
not the world, and we know, but we also sit down and tell them, like, listen, some people are gonna come up to you and say, "Hey, what are you?"
Mm-hmm.
Saying, they're like, "You're not white, you're not black, you're not Spanish. What are you?" "Hey, who was that guy that picked you up the other day? Do you know him?"
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And they talk about me.
Now, have you experienced that already
Oh,
when you're
dude,
walking with your beautiful
I
babies and they want to know who you are?
I think with one of the I think one of the teachers or something like that, maybe like when she was in kindergarten, like, she was on pickup. I was there to pick her up, right? And they want to release, like, she's standing there, and I'm sitting over here like this, and she's over here like this, so she had to ask the other teacher, like, "Is that Jada's dad?" I'm sitting up here like, yo, I'm like, and before school
That's
starts,
mine.
you ask parents to like send a picture of of us. They got the license and all this stuff like that. Like, so obviously, if she over here waving at me, she know me. Look at your file and look at who her mom and dad are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's like, but listen, I we're old enough to understand that. They don't, but I told my wife too, I'm like, listen, it's all good. She has a good group of friends. She has, she has a white friends, she has a black friend, Spanish, Asian, whatever it is, right?
It's a melting pot.
Melting pot. I said, but these are the nice girls. I said, once she gets to middle school, those are going to be the mean girls.
Game
right?
over.
Game
Yeah.
over. And then now we're going to have either emotional daughter, or the way I teach my kids is like, listen, somebody gets physical with you, you gonna respond with physicality back too.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
hit you with words, we'll come up with a statement like, I'm beautiful the way I am, you know what I'm saying? But they're gonna
Yeah.
be that's gonna test. There's gonna be parents that's gonna test, my daughter and somebody else's daughter may get into a argument at school or a fight, and then the mom that knows of what their parents look like may say, well, maybe because she's not being well trained at home. I wonder why, reference to me, you know what I'm saying? So
Referencing you. Yeah.
yeah, so refer to me. So I'm like, we got, I'm prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it's like to be looked at because of this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Skin color. But at the same time, my wife, so she's a teacher, and she works in Valley Stream, in the whole her whole class, or her whole district is probably 90% black.
Mm.
Right? So
Mm-hmm.
all her kids in her class are 95%, 90 percent black. Then you have maybe like a Hispanic, you may have an Asian, and maybe one or two white. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
besides her teacher, she may have one or two other white students in there,
Mm-hmm.
and the parents love her, because, but besides, her just being I should, I mean, you know the term like, oh, I don't see color, but you see color, right?
Yeah,
It's just
she focused.
she focused, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
she's, she don't treat no other kid different because they don't look like her, right?
Yeah.
Or stuff like, like, and they love her over there, right?
So when to move it along, so when Black Lives Matter happened, George Floyd happened,
Mm-hmm.
and you watching this,
Mm-hmm.
how are you dealing with that?
I remember when it happened, and I can tell you this. This was, because I had plenty of conversations with my father-in-law, her dad, and he wants to, like, he's trying to educate himself on walking in my shoes or just a black man's shoes, right? Because like he sees on TV, but he just wants to hear experiences, whatever. So when that happened, he was probably he called me, right? And he goes, "Hey, I want to reach out to you because with all the stuff going on in the world, man." He's like, "You're my son-in-law," and he said, I'm just." He was emotional, like he was in tears,
Yeah.
because he was like, what happened to George was terrible, and the whole world got to see, and all the stuff I was educating him on before that happened, he got to see when it happened. And he's like, now I see what you're talking about. He goes, it's just, he said, those cops should be fired. They're wrong for all that stuff. He's like, he was emotional. He's like, I just don't know what to say. Jeremiah, I would never want this to happen to you. You're my son-in-law. I love you, this and that, and I to think, but even though he didn't want to make it about me too much, but he saw that guy just like everybody, the rest of America, and his heart dropped. He's just like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
You felt as if the conversation allowed him to see that could
Yeah.
be my grandson.
That could be my grandson. That could be my son-in-law. That could be, just like, and then all of a sudden he's looking at the whole thing, how it happened. He's just like, what's going on? And
So you didn't feel like you had to, as the
Exactly.
black man in this relationship, have to explain why people mad.
Nope. I said, there you go, right there. Turn on your TV.
Did you feel as if their anger was aching, or their anger was like, how, it's almost like I'm supposed to be mad now because how could this be?
Yeah.
Or was it from that place of like with you and your wife, like this is my house?
Yeah, that it definitely came from a place. And then my brother-in-law called me right after him. He goes like, yo, I just, I love you, man. Yo, this world is just messed up, and what I saw with this George Floyd thing, man, it just, it doesn't sit well with me. You know what I'm saying? And I've known her brother since he was like maybe in like the 4th grade. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Third
Right.
grade. He always, till to this day, he called me big bro. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you this: if something like that ever happened to me, he would be like beyond, like meaning like
You ain't gotta ask him to be pissed. He ready.
Wouldn't want to even go outside anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like, now if we can get all the other people who supported those guys that's doing that, well, you should have been complying. You shouldn't have been smelling cigarettes. Da, 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 da. But they're quiet when my man goes up in here and shoots up a school. You don't hear Pete.
Not a word.
Not a word. Not a word. Not a word. So, and like I said, and we went to the same high school, and when you left, but we still had some of those, we graduated with the same people that we started out with. Some of those people I still talk to. Some of those people got the boot. The ones that got the boot were, well, he shouldn't have been doing that. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, so you felt like you and your wife being together, did you feel like you had to choose between her and like friends and family, like the ones that you were kind of tight with, and then all of a sudden, because you decided to that, like that y'all had to kind of, because those stresses are they create.
You know what? She stood behind her principle, her character as a person, right? She stood behind her husband, and she called people out. And she don't even do the Facebook wars, you know what I'm saying? But when she started seeing people posting, she went right to war with them. Like she was on responding to their posts, you know, and
So the people in her circle, she was like, ain't gonna be that over here.
Yeah, ain't gonna be that. Or just people in her circle, or just people like maybe friends with because they all went to high school where they connected, or something, you know, say what she had to say, delete, say what she, I mean, blocked or removed from friendship, you know what I'm saying? You know, so it didn't really affect us, but you know, at the same time, it's just, you know, she was, you know, she stood her ground. I'm like, oh, listen, the guy's like, what are you talking about? Like, this is somebody's child. Did you hear him crying for his mom? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all that.
All that. Like, what if this was your son?
Mm-hmm.
What if it was and I think one time I think she posted, she's like, what if the roles were reversed? What if George Floyd was white and the cop was black? Who would you support then?
Well, we saw that in Minnesota. We saw that in Minnesota. You know. Well, let me ask you this, man. So, like, how y'all deal with holidays?
Well, so in the beginning, you know, I mean, as you know, my mom passed away, so we always used to be, when she was alive, we would just host, right? We would host, get that right here, or my mother-in-law would host. We would go over there, and it was cool. This was pre-Trump, you know, this and that. Just everybody just got along, man. We just like chilling. It was Thanksgiving, right? Now it's just like we gotta keep people separate. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. Wait. So during the Obama years,
Yeah.
during the Obama years, you guys, everybody, same house. We all eat from the same pot.
Yeah.
Trump comes, and now you have to separate the families. Help me.
When he got elected, and there was these first 1 and 2 Thanksgivings, we had to be like, you know what? Hey, we're coming over here. We'll see you guys another day, or we don't see you at all.
Is that your side or her side?
That was her side. Like just like some of your people over there, you know, I'm not sitting at the table with them. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So okay. So
I'm not
now,
sitting at the table with them.
so that was then. What is that relationship like with those individuals today? Do we have an understanding, or is this still
There's understanding? You know why? Is this understanding? Because we sat down with them, and we had a mature, you know, dialect, and they got educated, right? Because you know, we're dealing with people who just recite what the news says. If they're watching Fox News, oh, fake news
headlines.
And I'm like, you know, you sit them down, I'm like, let me ask you a question. You know, what policies did you like that Trump did? They couldn't give you one. The main thing was like, I mean, I don't care. He just tells it how it is, and we don't need no president that's going to be a pushover. I said, okay. I said, let me ask you a question. If your child's principal spoke like that, right? You know, because we're supposed to be taught the president should be a role model. You aspire to be a president. If your child's principal talk like that, if your child's teacher talk like that in class, you know, and would you appreciate that teacher for, you know,
who's leading this conversation? You or your wife?
Oh, me and her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
sit them down.
Y'all tandem.
Oh yeah. Because she don't, like I said, when it comes to racism, that's one thing we're not gonna say, you know, you can't tell me what's racist. You know what I'm saying? And we can disagree on everything, but racism ain't gonna be one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because most people are kind of blinded to their spots. You don't see it, and because you don't live over here, you think it's not so serious.
Yeah, and I said like, listen, like, you know, I mean, there was a comment like, you know, Trump has done a lot for the Black community. And so I said, hey, so you posted that. This is one of our family members. I was like, so tell me what he has done for the Black community. What he has done. What has he done for the Black community? Because you posted it. So what community are you talking about?
And when they talk like this, are they thinking about your children?
You know,
like does your anger build up because of your kids, or is it because I'm in your face every day? Like you.
Well, you talking about like the family member? If they're
with the family members, like is your anger because my babies are half white and half black?
Yeah.
and you being black, which one of those are fueling your passions when you're talking to the family members?
I just think both. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said before, it's like they say this one thing, and then all of a sudden they get called out on Facebook, and people call them out. Like, I mean, they call out, it's like, well, how could you say that when your nieces and nephews are black, or your cousin is black, or half black, or whatever? And they even said, like, damn, I wonder what that Thanksgiving table is like. You know what I'm saying?
I want to know.
So when they get called out, then that's when they retract, and they start crying, and all of a sudden, like, and then we call them out, and all it's like, I never met her. My love, like, but don't use them as why you
do what you do.
Think you do what you do, and to prove that you're not racist. Because because I said, if your sister or your cousin or your whoever relationship to my wife is married a white guy, what will you use then? Going to use their kids? No, their kids are full white. So what are you going to go for?
Now what?
Or her ex-boyfriend was black? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what are you going to go off of? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's important that people understand that, like, marriage period is difficult. Marriage, when you decide to merge two lives together, regardless if those lives are from the same ethnicity or not, is difficult. And when people make decisions to speak negatively upon those marriages, especially, the thing that is baffling is that the people who comment negatively about interracial relationships, white and black, those people ain't married. Those people probably not even in a relationship, but they got something to say about another couple. And so I will say this, like, if you don't, because of the difficulties of living a married life, the difficulties of waking up every day to choose to be married, because a lot of people say, right, something I was reading, that when interracial couples get married, it's not because of love. Do you believe that?
You say no.
They get married and it's nothing. It's about fetish. It's not about love.
Nah. I mean, nah. I mean, I'm going to my
Please, just you.
No, it was never a fetish. It was never this. It's just like, listen, we just meshed. We start, just like any other, guy.
Because love is love, man.
Love is love.
Love is love. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't choose. You don't choose who you fall in love with, but you do have to choose to want to stay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You have to choose to want to stay. So a lot of times it's like, yeah, love got you here, but everybody knows love don't keep you.
Yeah.
You have to choose each and every day to want to be with that person. You got to choose each and every day to want to accept that person. That's good, bad, and ugly. And you have to be willing to choose that person, even if your family is feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, whatever if your family is feeling some type of way about the person you with, and what they're saying has no validity, if it's just based off some stuff that's in the air, then that stuff that's in the air ain't your problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if the person is happy, if the person is enjoying life, even when there's a difference between not being happy in the moment and not being happy with your life, because feelings change.
Yeah.
So I would say that you will be more able to receive love from someone who has your best interest at heart.
That's it.
Regardless of what they look like.
Facts.
And hey, man, I want to say thank you, bro, for sharing your story with me. Thank you for wanting to just hop on here for a little bit and just to talk about your journey. Man, I gotta tell you, man, I'm so appreciative to social media, because I don't think if it wasn't for Instagram, I don't think we would have found each other.
Yeah. We had to come down. I knew you was in Texas somewhere, but I'm like,
somewhere.
Larry White? Yeah, down I-80.
Right, cool. It ain't like we was writing letters, Yeah, man. And man, I appreciate your time and just allowing me to share your story on this platform. It means a lot. Your friendship means a lot. Your brotherhood means a lot. And man, this was awesome. So as y'all know, if you're out here trying to help God when he don't need no help, chances are you already lost. Peace.